How many of us have bought and downloaded hundreds of plugins that we never actually use? Well, I want to share my 2024 plugins that actually get me excited and that I use every day. Some are new, some are old, and some are even free. There is so much choice out there. So much so that a lot of the time we face decision paralysis. Today I'm going to be showing you my top 6 plugins for 2024. Now, not all of them were made in 2023 or are being released in 2024. As I said before, some are new, some are old, some are free, but these pieces of software are actually changing and improving the way I work. So I hope that they'll do the same for you. Let's get into them, break down their key features and exactly what I like to use them on. Okay, so first up we have Spectre by Waves Factory. Now this may look familiar to you, it's kind of like an EQ. What's special about this EQ is that what's happening here is we're pushing these frequencies into a circuit. So we've got different circuits, solid, warm, tube, tape. And depending on the circuit and how much you push into them, this will create different levels of saturation. Think of it as an alternative to FabFilter Saturn, but simpler. Let's add it to this drum loop that I'm working on. It's simple and easy to use and sounds great on so many source signals. For my second favorite plugin, I've chosen the FabFilter Pro C2. Everyone raves about the FabFilter Pro Q3. It's an amazing plugin that will be in every top plugin list I'll ever have until they release the Pro Q4. The Pro C2 has one of the best interfaces I've ever seen. You can easily switch between different algorithms. You also have a toggle for look ahead and a control on the milliseconds, oversampling, and a great interface for the sidechain parameters. What I'm going to do is show you what I like to use the Pro C2 on and some of my settings. Now here I have this bass preset which I've loaded up. This is a fast attack, a pretty fast release, auto gain on, and I just pulled the threshold down. I've got it on clean, which means there's the least amount of distortion, and I just use this to level out bass signals. If you're familiar with Waves plugins, you probably know the RVox, which is one of the most famous plugins for vocals. I've actually created an RVox setting in the Pro C2 here, which looks like this. So the circuits on vocal, which takes out the ratio, fast attack, slowest release, auto gain on. But I always turn the auto gain down by about 3 or 4 dB because I find that's how much it adds. And all you have to do here is dial in the threshold.
You make my heart beat out of time. You got me losing my mind. I need you to save me tonight.
If you're looking for natural sounding compression in the style of RVox, then copy these settings and save them to your Pro C2. And finally, my favorite use of the Pro C2, which is for sidechain, especially when I'm trying to get that EDM dance pumping effect.
You got me losing my mind. You got me losing my mind.
Although it's really important to produce, mix, and master with your ears and not your eyes, it actually does help having an analyzer. The analyzer I really like at the moment is the Azilis Megascope. I've got it set up here on a bus where both my kick and my bass are fitting into. On the top level here, I can see my kick, and down below, I can see my kick and bass. Now, what I'm checking for is to make sure that there's no phasing going on when the bass is playing. I'm also looking for consistency in the bass signal. Now, there will be a change in the waveform of the kick if there is phasing, which we don't want because that means we're losing low end. What I also really like is the colors. The colors represent different frequencies. So we can see this light blue on the front of the kick drum represents high frequencies. That's the click of the kick. And the rest of it in the red are the low frequencies. If I place instances of the plugin on different channels, they actually talk to one another, and I can see the kick and the clap here playing at the same time. Notice how the clap is in blue and the sort of green, which represents the mid to high frequencies. Comment down below if you'd like to see a video in the future of any of these plugins in a little bit more detail and how to use them. For me, a big part of being a producer, mixing, and mastering engineer is being organized. And storage platforms like Google Drive and Dropbox are not built for people like us. For a while now, I've been using Boombox to stay more organized. They keep adding features which make my life easier and easier every day. The most recent one is the files and folders feature. So this now operates exactly like Dropbox and Google Drive would, which means that I can store all my samples, DAW files, projects, you name it, in one place. To do this, I mainly use the Mac OS Sync app that they have, which seamlessly integrates into your Finder just like any good storage platform should. Let me show you what actually makes it for musicians. In the Projects tab, I have projects that I'm working on with clients. This is a mix that I've been working on, and we can see here that the client has added time-stamped feedbacks at the top here. We've got all these different notes about things that the client or collaborator wants changed, which means faster communication. One of my favorite features is that I can add feedback as voice notes. Let's say I need a melody added to a track. I can be like, hey Demi, why don't we add da 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 da. Excuse the bad singing, but you can see how useful that can be. I can also really quickly and easily put a playlist together if I need to send songs to a label and share via email, phone number, or Boombox if they have an account. Boombox is free and you do get 4 GB of storage when you sign up. So if you find that you're a little disorganized like me, then this is the perfect tool for keeping everything in one place and making your life a hell of a lot easier. Masterplan by MusicHack is an amazing plugin that has all the features that you could need in a limiter, because it's actually so much more than that. In this plugin, not only do you have the ability to make the track louder, which is what most people want to do, this is a limiter with a clipper built in. I can also make the signal wider. I can boost or cut the low and high frequencies, and I can even listen back to the record as if it's being played through the famous NS10s or a mobile phone. What makes Masterplan special for me, apart from the fact that it can make your records incredibly loud, are the parameters down here. So you've got thick, which means you can add more saturation. Clean will clean up the muddiness in the low and low mids. Multi, you have a multi-band compressor, so you can gently compress the lows, mediums, and highs. You have smooth, which adds a gentle compression. I recommend smooth more for acoustic material. Then you have calm, which takes out some of that harshness. And then tape, which is one of my favorites, which rolls off some of the high end, and it kind of makes it feel a little warmer too. So tape mixed with thick, clean, and calm gives you all the control you need to get a great sounding master. This is called Kilohertz Essential, and they have these small and simple plugins that remind me of the Ableton stock plugins. You can see the entire range here. Now, what I personally love from this suite is the Bit Crusher, the filters, the limiter, which is super transparent. You could actually even use this for mastering if you're gentle with it, the Transgate, and the Transient Shaper. Hard to believe that they're actually free, so go get your hands on those. I'll leave a link in the description below to everything that I've spoken about today. I hope you all have an amazing new year and that all your dreams come true. This is Fabio from Noise. Welcome to Boombox, the home of collaboration. Peace!